Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed participants and future leader, welcome to the session of Youth Parliament of VSIS, a platform where ideas flourish and voices resonate with the power to shape tomorrow. As we gather here, let us embark on the situation of dialogue, collaboration and empowerment. This Youth Parliament stands as a testament to our commitment to fostering civic engagement and nurturing the leaders of next generation. In this assembly of bright minds and spirited individuals, we commence the Youth Parliament, a place where passion meets policy and where youth takes center stage in the pursuit of a better, more inclusive future.
Greetings to the youth of today, the architects of our shared tomorrow. As we convene this Youth Parliament, let us forge a collective commitment to dialogue, understanding, and the action for the betterment of our communities and beyond. Welcome, young leaders, to the Youth Parliament, an arena where dreams become policies and where the vigor of youth converges with the responsibility of governance. Today marks the beginning of a transformative journey. So let's start today's session, Youth Parliament, with enthusiasm.
In which language would you like to take oath, ma'am? आप कौन सी भाषा में शपथ ग्रहण करना चाहेंगी?
माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, मैं शिवांशी ईश्वर की कसम खाती हूँ कि मैं भारत के कानून व संविधान में सच्चा विश्वास रखूंगी और कानून के अनुसार भारत के संविधान के प्रति निष्ठा स्थापित करूंगी। भारत की संप्रभुता और अखंडता को बनाए रखूंगी। मैं ईमानदारी और धर्मनिरपेक्षता से युवा संसद के सदस्य के रूप में अपने कर्तव्यों का निर्वहन करूंगी। मैं सभी प्रकार के लोगों के साथ कानून के अनुसार सही न्याय करूंगी। धन्यवाद।
Miss Apurva from Gurugram constituency. आप कौन सी भाषा में शपथ ग्रहण करना चाहेंगी? In which language would you like to take oath, ma'am?
In English.
I, Apurva from Gurugram constituency, having been elected as the member of Youth Parliament, do swear in the name of God, solemnly affirm that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India, as by law established, that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India, and I will faithfully do the duty of the equity without being affected by fear or mercy, love or hatred. Thank you.
Question begins. Name of member, please.
Miss Havni,
Honorable Speaker, my question goes to the Minister of Home Affairs. Will the Minister of Home Affairs please do state the status of implementation of National Emergency Response System, which was related to ensure the safety and security of women in country, and the details of Nirbhaya fund utilized for this purpose.
Honorable Speaker, Ministry of Home Affairs implemented the project in the name of National Emergency Response System with a grant of 3,201 crore rupees under Nirbhaya Fund. A pan-India emergency telephone number 112 for addressing all kinds of emergencies related to police, women, children, chain snatching, etc. is made operational under this project. Ministry also provided grant to all the states for setting up of response health centers with an application software with 236 crore as per the details of Data 1. Thank you.
Next name, please.
Miss Dipti,
Honorable Speaker, my question goes to the Minister of Labour and Employment Ministry. Will the Minister tell us how many children are involved in child labour and what measures are taken by the government against child labour? Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, as per Census 2011, the child population in India in the age group 5 to 14 years is 259.6 million. Of these, 10.1 million are working either as maid workers or as marginal workers. Based on the recommendations of the Gurupat Swami Committee, Child Labour Prohibition and Regulation Act was enacted in 1986. As per the Act, employment of children was prohibited in certain specified hazardous occupations and processes, along with the regulation of working conditions in the others. Besides this, Immoral Traffic Prevention Act 1987, Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education Act 2009 was implemented effectively by the Ministry. The Act of 1986 was amended in 2016. The Amendment Act is called Child and Adolescent Labour Act. The amendment provides stricter punishments for employers for 1 to 5 years along with a penalty of 20,000 to 50,000 rupees and made the offence as commissible. Thank you. Next name, please.
Miss Ria,
Honorable Speaker, my question goes to the Minister of Housing and Urban Poverty Elevation Ministry. Can you please tell us the details of poverty elevation programs initiated by your government and how much grant is approved by the government for poverty elevation?
Honorable Speaker, I would like to share with all the members of Youth Parliament that both the urban and rural areas have recorded decrease in poverty at the national and subnational level. The country registered a significant decline of 9.89% points in India's multidimensionally poor from 24.85% in 2015-16 to 14.86% in 2022-23. The rural areas witnessed the fastest decline in poverty from 32.59% to 19.28% due to quick development of infrastructure, speeding up economic growth, development of non-farm employment, and anti-poverty measures. The latest poverty alleviation scheme was launched on 17 September 2023 by the Prime Minister to provide end-to-end support to artisans and craftspeople who work with their hands and tools. The name of the scheme is Pradhan Mantri Vishwakarma Kaushal Samman Yojana. The scheme helps to revive traditional art forms through skill upgradation and the use of modern technology. Yojana allows its recipient collateral free development loan of up to 3 lakh. Our government approved 67,199.4 crore grant for poverty alleviation schemes. Thank you.
Next name, please.
Miss Srishti,
Honorable Speaker, my question goes to Personal Public Grievances and Pensions Ministry. Can you please explain why reservation is needed in India? We all know it very well that reservation in services led to divisions and enmity among government employees. Eradication, not perpetuation of caste, was the objective of the reservation policy. But caste-based reservation only perpetuate the nation of caste and society. If we have reservation in education institution, then what is the need of reservation for services?
Honorable Speaker, our Constitution lays down equality among equals and not among unequals. Through the policy of reservation, our depressed and backward class people are sought to be brought to the status of equality with others. Let me tell you in detail why we are continuing with reservation. To correct the historical injustice faced by backward castes in the country. To provide a level playing field for backward section, as they cannot compete with those who have had the excess of resources and means for centuries. To ensure adequate representation of backward classes in the services under the state. For advancement of backward classes. To ensure equality as basis of meritocracy, that is, all people must be brought to the same level before judging them on the basis of merit. Thank you.
Now, the House will take up consideration of Women's Reservation Bill 2023. Minister, please.
Law Minister, Ms. Ananya.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Good afternoon, esteemed members of the Youth Parliament. Today our focus is on a crucial topic, the Women Reservation Bill. Let us engage in a meaningful discussion on the importance of gender representation in political spheres. The need for this bill is that there are 82 women members in the Parliament in Lok Sabha, which is 15.2%, and 31 women in the Rajya Sabha, which is 13%. While the number has increased significantly since the first Lok Sabha elections, which were 5%, but still are far lower in many countries. According to the recent UN Women data, Rwanda with 61%, Cuba with 53%, Nicaragua with 52% are the top 3 countries in women representation. Bangladesh with 21% and Pakistan with 20% as well are ahead of India in the case of female representation. The key features of this bill are reservation for women in the lower house, reservation for women in the state legislative assemblies, which is 1/3 of the total seats filled through direct elections to the legislative assemblies, shall also be reserved for women. Reservation for women in the NCT of Delhi. Commencement of reservation, which will be provided for a period of 15 years. Rotation of seats which are reserved for women will also be rotated after each delimitation as determined by a law made by the Parliament. जब नारी सशक्त होती है तो आप सशक्त होते हैं, जब आप सशक्त होते हैं तो समाज सशक्त होता है, और जब समाज सशक्त होता है तो देश सशक्त होता है. धन्यवाद. I would request the House to please pass the bill. Thank you.
Opposition, please enlighten your views.
Ms. Haripriya.
Honorable Speaker, in the season of election jubilars, this one is the biggest of them all. A huge pay drill with the hopes of crores of Indian women and girls. As we have pointed out earlier, government has not yet conducted the 2021 decadal census, making India the only country in G20 that has failed to carry out the census. It doesn't specify the cycles of election from which women will get their due shares. Thank you.
Ms. Sanvi.
Honorable Speaker, the current bill does not provide women's reservation in Lok Sabha and state legislative assembly. The Rajya Sabha currently has a lower representation of women. The Lok Sabha representation is an ideal that must be reflected in both the lower and upper houses. Thank you. Now it's time for voting. Those who are in favor, raise your hands.
16 members, ma'am.
Those who are against, raise your hands.
12 members, ma'am.
Majority of members say yes. The motion is adopted, sending it for Rajya Sabha for approval.
Honorable Speaker, the Nari Shakti Vandan Abhiyan will further strengthen our democracy. I assure all mothers, sisters and daughters of the nation that we are committed to making this bill into a law for that work of ensuring rights of women and putting their power to use. And for many such noble works, God has chosen me. Delighted at the passage of the Constitution, 128 Amendment Bill in 2023 in the Lok Sabha. With such phenomenal support, I thank MPs across party lines who voted in support of this bill. The Nari Shakti Bandhan Abhiyan is a historic legislature which will further boost women empowerment and will enable even greater participation of women in our political progress. Thank you.
I would like to thank Prime Minister that he has truly honored the women part, which constitutes 50% of the 140 crore population. Now the women of this country will not only become participants in policies, but will also contribute in determining the policies. In the recently held G20 conference, PM presents the concept of women-led development in front of the world, and with the passing of this bill, a new era will begin. Women empowerment may be a political agenda for some political parties, but for the government under the leadership of PM, women empowerment is an issue of recognition. Those people whose roots are connected to India will not make the mistake of calling their women weak. Women are more empowered than men, and this will be now ensure the women's participation in decision and policy making. Today we have the opportunity when this house needs to give a message to the world that the entire house is unanimous and united in the fulfilling of Prime Minister's vision of women-led development. The 1/3 seats to be reserved will be selected by the Delimitation Commission in a transparent manner. The only objective behind bringing the Delimitation Commission is to bring transparency. Thank you.
Respected members of Youth Parliament, now it's time to discuss a proposal aimed at fostering a sense of unity, equality and uniformity in uniform and educational institutions. Let us explore the potential advantages and the concerns related to this proposal.
Ms. Harshita Sharma.
Madam Speaker, the Uniformity in Uniform Bill is a positive step towards promoting equality among youth. Uniforms eliminate socio-economic distinctions, ensuring that every student, regardless of background, feels a sense of belonging. Thank you.
Ms. Khushi.
Honorable Speaker, it's crucial to consider cultural diversity. A uniform should be designed with sensitivity to cultural norms, avoiding any imposition that might conflict with students' religious or cultural beliefs. Thank you.
Ms. Paridhi.
Honorable Speaker, I propose a collaborative approach involving students, parents and educators in this process. This ensures that uniform reflects a collective identity while respecting culture and individual differences. Thank you.
Ms. Harshita Balhara.
Honorable Speaker, according to me, hijab ban may create more problems for girls in getting education. The families may ask them to not attend schools and this may go against the right to education of all. Muslim women are not wearing hijabs to disrupt colleges or force any other group of students to adopt or give up any dress or practice. They are wearing hijabs with the uniforms, the same way Sikh men wear turbans and Hindu men wear vibhuti with the uniforms. Thank you.
Ms. Anshul.
Honorable Speaker, a uniform civil code provides for one law for the entire country, applicable to all religious committees in their personal matters such as marriage, divorce, inheritance, adoption, etc. It is based on the presumption that no connection exists between religion and law in modern civilization. I strongly oppose the ideas of Ms. Harshita. Muslim women choose to wear a hijab for many reasons. Some see it as a sign of passage into adulthood. Others wear a hijab to identify themselves as Muslim and show cultural pride. But nowadays, Muslim women, Muslim scholars and activists argue that wearing a hijab is not mandatory. In Muslim countries also, women are denied to wear hijab. I agree that uniformity in uniform must be there in educational institutions for all equally. Thank you.
Definition of the proposal uniform for all. It will help in bringing every Indian, despite his caste, religion or tribe, under one national civil code of conduct, which is very essential to retain the sovereignty of India. Now the House is adjourned.
To please come on the stage and motivate our students.
I would say the best way to predict your future is to create it. The session was amazing, beautifully drafted, beautifully carried out by each one of you, under the able guidance of our HOD, Ms. Rashmi Dabas, Ruchi ma'am, and with the guidance of Nirja ma'am, the Vice Principal. I would like to congratulate each one of you. You were amazingly amazing. I fall short of words when I've seen such a beautiful session. And I wish you should be reaching the ruling parties and you should be passing the bills in favor of the humanity. It was wonderful to be a part of such a beautiful session. Thank you so much for making my day more special. And I'm so proud of you. And Vidyashrians rock. From all the members of opposite party to the ruling party, to the ones who carried out this very well, and our speaker, ma'am, Ms. Pritika Elagat. And I would like to say thank you to the hosts also, especially Chirag Jha for grade 10. You were super, along with one of your seniors, Priyanshi. It was just, I am saying it again and again and again, that yes, I do fall short of words when I saw your standard of carrying out wonderful and keep up the good work. And that was really a toast to see Youth Parliament session at Vidyashri, and you all rock. Can we all clap for them? Dr. Vilas, can I call you over, and Nirja ma'am, please escort sir.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
Well, sometimes when I have to miss a part of such beautiful session, it really pains me that why couldn't I come early or why couldn't I be present throughout the time. The way you were conducting the session, I really hope that our members of parliament, they take a cue from you and conduct the parliamentary proceedings with the same dignity, confidence and logic. The idea of having a youth parliament or the idea of debating on any topic should not just be that if you are in an opposition party, you have to oppose it. If your party or a member of your party is proposing it, you have to support it. We should always do logically what will be good for our country, our citizens. The issues may be controversial, the ideas may differ, but after thorough debating, whatever has been agreed upon, whatever becomes the law, that should be above everything, irrespective of your religion, your caste or your creed. A number of times it is said that at any stage, if you are given a choice to choose between your religion or your constitution, as a citizen of India, I will not at least hesitate even for a single moment to decide that if I have to choose a decision based on my religious beliefs or my constitutional law, I'll always choose the law, the constitution, because that is what governs us, that is what all binds us all together, irrespective of our religion. Very well done. It is a very good start. I congratulate the department, the members who are doing it over here. You have conducted it beautifully and you have started a proceeding which I am sure will keep taking it forward, and with every new meeting or every new session, we will be debating the issues so that we get to know about them We get to make up our mind, and then tomorrow as a citizen of our country, we should be able to make learned choices, informed choices about these. Congratulations once again, very well done, very well conducted.